Welcome to Open House, the real estate and mortgage show on News Talk 580 CFRA.
If you have any questions about mortgages or real estate, give us a call at 521-TALK. That's 521-8255.
Or text 1-800-580-CFRA.
With Frank Napolitano and Paul Rushforth, here is Steve Gregory.
The sun is shining. There's a humidex.
Beautiful day today. Another beauty Saturday.
Doesn't get any better than this. Another beauty Saturday?
Another beauty Saturday.
Another beauty Saturday.
And driving eastbound, not a good idea today.
Yeah.
Little trouble there, Frank? Little
Greg
trouble?
got stuck on the Queen, so I decided I'll take the scenic route. The Parkway, beautiful day. Not a good idea.
No?
Not a good idea. Down to one lane.
But it was scenic, though.
It was scenic, all right.
Let's get right to
was
business because
scenic.
we have a special guest today to join us. And,
Oh, you're not going to brag?
well, me buying breakfast, let's just leave it alone because I buy it every weekend.
Okay,
So,
Charles, I'm going to tell you, this guy's brilliant in marketing, brilliant in real estate, numbers not so good. So be careful. Because my accountant advised me that I purchased breakfast 27 times. Paul, it's week 37. So
that is BS.
You
That
do the
is-
math, Paul.
So listen, we've been talking for the longest time about getting a builder on the show, and I've been lucky enough for the last 18 months to work with the city's top builder, Clement Homes. So we actually have the two principals here. We have Charles Clement and Natalie Clement from Clement Homes, and we're very excited to have them and talk about what's going on in the building industry with Clement Homes.
Hello, Natalie.
Good morning.
Hello, Charles.
Bonjour.
Right out of the gate, first question for you is, how did you end up with this guy?
I know.
He wanted the best, and he found the best. You know?
I was going to say
okay.
he drew short stick.
Yeah.
You obviously didn't want breakfast paid for.
But no, Charles has been in the industry like Frank a long, long time, but he's a little bit smarter than Frank. And Charles, give us just a background. I mean, I know there's a lot of people out there that have lots of questions about building and costs and, you know, what it's like to get shovels in the ground. And you know, I'm lucky to be working with you, and you're working on tons of projects, and we're going to get into it. But when people are pulling back, because, you know, builders need financing too. It's not as if Charles has billions of dollars in his pocket to start all this. Builders need financing, and so a lot of builders are pulling back, but Charles is just going and going and going with all the building. Now, by the way, Natalie, when I say Charles, I mean Charles and Natalie, sorry.
No problem.
Yeah, but Charles, just tell us a little bit about your background, how long you've been in the industry and things like that.
I've been building for the last 30 years, since 1993, after university. We were right into a recession. My father said, why don't you come back home and start building? And we started building since then. First 7 years, Paul, we were building and renting. And after that, I said to Natalie.
You mean for yourself? For yourself?
Yeah, for
Yeah,
myself.
okay.
Exactly. So I was not selling the buildings. We were
Right.
really building and renting.
Which a lot of people did in the 90s. I think there was
Yeah.
a lot of people that would buy lots because they were reasonably priced at that time, and you can build your own house, live in it for
No,
a
he
year.
was building rental properties. Like he's building rentals.
Rentals
I think
property.
building, selling, moving on.
No. We were
One thing
build-
you'll learn about this show is Frank interrupts all the time.
I'm Italian.
So go back to speaking,
Italian.
Charles, you know, and
Okay.
before Frank interrupted you, yes.
So for 7 years, we were building apartment building. Natalie was renting. I was building. And after that, I said, if we can build and sell, well, why don't we? If we build and rent, why don't we build and sell? Sorry. So we started building and selling in around the year 2000, and we've been building since then.
The one thing I will tell you about Charles is where he's building right now. Well, he's building everywhere, but Rockland, Alberta, Russell. He's got all these spots going on, which we'll talk about. But I had some lots one time in Rockland to build big custom singles, and I said to Charles, Charles, would you like to buy those? I was working with somebody else. I said, would you like to buy those and build? And his response was no. I build what we're good at, and what we're good at is townhomes and condos, and that's what I build. And he's got the formula down. He's got the trades down. And one thing actually we were talking about this earlier, Charles, your whole company is like family. Like half of them have been with you 10, 15, 20 years. And even the trades, like I said to you, how do you keep like a lot of trades, they jump around, right? Because they have to feed their family. But Charles always has consistent trades. And I said, how do you keep your trades all the time? And the truth is because he keeps building. So tell us a little about the company and the family and the trades and all that.
And you pay them on time. That's the other part with the trades.
Yeah.
Right? Because tradespeople, that's their biggest worry, is doing all the work and then having to wait forever to get paid to feed their family.
Yep.
Well, that's why we're building, and even in tough time, even if the economy is up and down, we got to promise work to them. We got to promise work to our employee. And we keep on pushing and pulling during the tough time. But you know what, Paul? We're, I think, close to turn the corner on the being positive market. So also, we got to be up and running when we'll be there. Yeah. We'll be ready, and we'll have land prepared. We'll have units, condo, and townhouse ready. We have a bit of inventory right now, not much, but it's to keep it rolling. Most of the trade have been working with us, I'm going to say 10 to 15 years.
Which is crazy.
Well, once you get good trades, you got to keep them, right?
Well, that's it. So even though if the economy is not good, you know what? We have to keep on pushing. It does create a lot of stress on us. It brings financial, we have to be, Elias is keeping us in the fairway. But we make decision and we just keep pushing and pulling. And the loyalty that the trades, the good trade, as we were saying, they're there. They're there after when we need them.
Well, you talk about loyalty. Charles and Natalie have been very, very loyal to me. Now, after this radio show, they may not be as happy with me. It's because you talk about
they'll be loyal to me.
Yeah, you're talking about inventory. So we're selling right now. We're selling the townhomes in Rockland, which we're almost sold out.
Oh, here we go. This is the part I was looking forward to since last week.
Charles, you can see he can tell what's coming. He's got a little steam coming out of his ears. And we're selling condos in Embrun, and we only have a few left of those beautiful condos in Embrun. How many do we have? We have about 5 left, correct?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so I want to get rid of those this weekend because I want to move on to another project. I'm getting sick of Embrun. Okay, so let's put a little something at the design center today to get rid of those condos. Give me the weekend. And how about you give me?
Well, first of all, how much are they?
Well, first of all, they're beautiful. You can get a condo anywhere from $419. I think our top one is about $450 right now. But we're talking when Charles builds his condos, concrete on the bottom, concrete on the walls, concrete on the ceilings.
Wow, perfect for sound and fire.
Perfect for sound.
Perfect for you.
Well,
that's why nobody's got to hear you.
So, and I'll tell you why Charles builds like that in a little bit. But the first thing, I just want to hit him up with something. It's his first time on radio, so I want to really
corner him, and
I want to pee him off a little bit. So, right. Charles, I want to get rid of those condos this weekend. I want a $5,000 bonus at the design center.
You want what?
Natalie's like, oh my God, her eyes are so. I want $5,000 at the design center,
and it's out of his commission.
No.
Well, that could be. You know what? I think I like you. I think we could negotiate maybe the commission
Charles,
as well.
Without firing me from this, I want $5,000 at the design center.
$5,000 for what?
Just anywhere, anything you want to spend at the design center. No, everything.
Oh, no, anybody who buys.
Anyone who buys this weekend out.
I thought you wanted the $5,000.
No, anyone who buys this weekend, I want $5,000 at the design center. Do I have it?
Let me
think about this.
Think about this.
Charles, we got to go to break in 2 minutes. I need $5,000.
$5,000.
So $5,000 to do
think
with
about it.
To go in and do whatever you want to do at the design center,
like for upgrades.
Can we go for 2,000?
Oh, here the boss is speaking now.
I'm happy she's getting on.
That's why the break pause. See, they need to talk during the break.
I got to get this done before the break because I know Angie's listing. I want her selling. I'll tell you what. 4, we got a deal. I want $4,000 at the design center to spend on what now. Keep in mind, most of his standards are upgrades anyways, but $4,000 at the design center. We go to break. Everything's done. Stop steaming, Charles. You're returning red.
Is he negotiating against himself? He went from 5 to 4 already.
Because I know Natalie, the boss, said 2. I want 4. Natalie, can I have 4?
Let's go with it.
There we go. I got 4. We got 4. You buy one of our condos on St. Moritz this weekend, only this weekend.
Yep.
$4,000 at the design center. That works easy, and I'm probably getting fired in the break.
So where online can I find these?
You can go to our website. You can go to paulrushforth.com, and you'll find them. Or you can go to clementhomes.ca as well. There are condos that we're selling in Embrun on St. Moritz. It's De la Sapinière is the project. De la Sapinière.
Isn't it wonderful, Charles and Natalie, that you come in and already you're spending money?
Well, when we were talking and just before the show, actually, Greg was saying something. He goes like, "You're going to hit Charles up for a couple deals today." And I'm like, "Yes, I am. I'm putting him on the spot."
You mean there's more?
I got another whopper coming too.
521-TALK, 521-8255.
Don't leave, Charles. Stay.
We will be right back, I think.
FRA.
This is very good. This is very good because a minute ago, before we went to the break, the condos were a certain price. Not only have we got the $4,000, but apparently the condos are even cheaper.
Well, so listen, it's not very often I say this, Frank, and you can attest that, but I was wrong.
No, and also you're lousy with numbers.
Yes, so I was wrong because Angie from my team is basically the principal with me selling all these beautiful homes. I didn't realize she'd sold all the expensive ones, and we have a few that are a little bit cheaper right now because Charles reduced them last week.
Ooh.
And he's reduced them actually, when I said $419 to mid-4s, they're actually $399 to $409. So they're even cheaper than what I quoted. So you can get a beautiful condo with granite upgrades, radiant heat floors, concrete walls, concrete ceiling for $399 to $409. And because Natalie's the boss and gave me $4,000 at the design center, she did save my job because Charles wanted to fire me in the break and Natalie said no. So we got $4,000 at the design center this weekend. If you go to my website or Charles' website, and you also, the prices are cheaper, $399 to $409.
These are, I guess, one bedroom.
No,
they are.
No, there are 2 bedrooms.
There you go. Okay.
And one thing, Paul, you forgot is the balcony. It's the balcony.
Oh,
We got to
yes.
talk about the balcony.
Yeah.
The 3-season enclosed balcony. And, sometimes I get to speak to people and I say, what brought you to? And the balcony seems to be an item that people enjoy very much.
Yeah, so Charles is being very humble. The balcony is unbelievable. It's glass, and it all folds apart.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so they're backing a lot of them back. These ones back in Embrun. These ones are backing onto a beautiful forest and a park on the other side. And the glass completely opens. Some are
from top to bottom.
Some are floor to ceiling, and some are just at the top. But they completely open, like you see in these beautiful $1 million mansions in LA. Just beautiful, beautiful. So, and keep in mind, the standards are granite, radiant heat floorings, upgraded kitchens. It's just gorgeous. For $399 to $409, let's go. Let's get these sold this weekend. I told Charles in the break that I guarantee that we'd get them all gone by this weekend.
Concrete.
All concrete. And that's the beauty. Now, before Frank talks about this, how it's advantageous with the rates coming down to buy some of these units, I interviewed Charles one time early on when we got together, and I said to Charles, Charles, you're building concrete on the floor with radiant heat, concrete on the walls so it's soundproof, and concrete on the ceiling. And I'm thinking to myself, cha-ching, ching. I said, Charles, you're a builder. You're in the business for profit. Like every other builder, building with wood and, turning as much profit as possible. I said to him, Charles, you're throwing a lot of profit away. Why are you doing that? Why are you overbuilding these condos? And his response to me is, it's my name. Yeah. It's like, I want someone to buy my condo and be so happy they buy the next condo. And he says, I want to move on and keep building. I don't want to be dealing with complaints. I want to just build a beautiful home that people are happy with, that they tell their neighbors, they tell their friends, they get their kids, and he doesn't have to go back with any complaints. And that's what he's done.
So they are super quiet then, Charles.
Yes, they are. We do sound testing, and the rating on those condos is just amazing. The same for the townhouse. And we build concrete, but beside those party wall, we build stick wall with wood and insulation on top of it.
Wow.
Really. So, just to give you an idea, the STC of the industry is 48. So we have to reach 48 decibel, and we're at 68. Wow. So we're 30% above the industry.
And I know how good this is because I asked Frank to go into one of them, and Frank never shuts up, right? So I said, go in one of them and do what you usually do, Frank, and I couldn't hear him. So this is good.
Even Greg is laughing at the fact that, the talking one is in front of me, not me.
So Frank, listen, speaking of these condos that are affordable and the townhomes we're selling as well, it was unbelievable to see this week that Tiff Macklin said, we will be dropping 50 basis points in December.
No, Tiff Macklin didn't say it.
Well, CBIC said
they're forecasting.
They're forecasting, yeah. Tiff Macklin did hint, though, that in September they considered 50 basis points. So that was interesting to hear that come out of his mouth because he's very cautious and very careful with dropping. He doesn't want to do too fast. That's why we've seen the quarter. Depending on what the U.S. does, a big, big Treasury announcement, the first one in a long time. So the U.S. has not changed. So this will be.
You think they're going to drop 50?
September. I feel like they're going to drop 25, but everybody would love to see 50. I think 50 should be the number.
Because they're behind us, right?
They're behind us, but technically we've got – so the big concern for Tip Macklem and for Canada's economy was that if we started dropping and the U.S. didn't follow, our U.S. dollar would tank, and you don't want that either. So what's happened actually is our dollar is actually at par with the U.S. dollar, even though we've dropped 0.75 of a point. So that makes Bank of Canada
at par,
feel
meaning
better.
It hasn't changed.
It hasn't changed.
They're not
so in other words, it hasn't come down.
Yeah,
right?
they're not on par.
No,
it just hasn't changed.
No, but they've stayed exactly the way they were before the Bank of Canada started dropping. So that's good because for exporting, that's very important. So, so I think that if U.S. Treasury does a 0.5 percentage point, it certainly opens the door to Bank of Canada doing a 0.5 on October 23rd. But even if they did a quarter, I think as long as we keep trending that way, because the one thing that's missing in our industry is first-time home buyers. First-time home buyers are struggling to get in there. Even with the interest rates coming down 0.75 of a point, we're starting to see fixed rates come down. So banks today would rather you take a 5-year fixed than take an adjustable. The spreads are much higher,
which is crazy
for them from a profit standpoint. That's why you're seeing more aggressive 3- and 5-year mortgages right now, because on their end it's way more aggressive or way more profitable for them to sell a 3- or 5-year versus an adjustable. But if you do with the big bank, if you get a mortgage with the big bank, you got to keep in mind that the penalties to break it, should interest rates come down as significantly as I think they will, you're not going to be able to get out of that mortgage for the 3- or 5-year period because the penalties will outweigh what your savings would be. So you do it with a non-bank lender, you've got a good shot at actually being ahead. But if you do it with the big bank, you're probably not going to get ahead and you're going to be stuck in it. So, if you take an adjustable, are you paying a premium? Sure you are. It's a point and a quarter difference between more. But on the adjustable variable rate mortgage, you're going to be able to convert it to a fixed maybe a year from now. So even though you lose a little bit in that first year, you gain significantly more over the next 3 or 5 years because the savings will be long-term. So
Frank, to put you on the spot, because once again, it pains me to say this, you're usually right. So to put you on the
spot. It might pain you, but you say it often. But that's okay. It shouldn't pain you anymore.
So you believe we're probably going a 0.25 point in October. Can you say on air that we're probably going to do 0.5 point in December and 0.5 in January and then probably another quarter in March? I
can't say it for sure. Now, do I think it could happen? Sure, I do. But we need to see, and we've questioned. I mean, we've been here. We questioned the labor numbers that come out. We continue to question them. We question the GDP numbers that come out. We technically should be in a recession. If you take away 2 million Canadians that have come to our country, we're in a recession. We've been in a recession. Canadians feel like they're in a recession. So should we be seeing the 0.25 and the 0.5 points? I think so. Now, if we're going to compare, we're going to do apples to apples. Where the GDP is today, last time the GDP and the labor numbers, the unemployment numbers, where they are, our prime rate was 3.95. Today we're at 6.45. That's a 2.5% difference. That's substantial. So that's where we need to get. The U.S. is feeling the same way right now. Where their GDP and inflation numbers are and their labor numbers are, their prime rate was 2.25% cheaper. So there's significant amount of room for rates to come down. Great news for home buyers. I think if you're looking at your price range, $400,000 for a condo, 2-bedroom condo, what a great opportunity to be able to get into that first home with 5% down. Because it's $400,000, the land transfer tax, if this is your first home, land transfer tax on the first $368 is zero. Your land transfer tax will be a few $100s. Your legal fees, $1,500 to $2,000. And if you buy with 5% down, you're talking about $20,000 as a down payment. So maybe you need $25,000 in total, including legal fees to close. And you've got your first home and you're building some equity. And with interest rates coming down, now the ones that are ready now, the interest rates are still okay. We're in the low 4s if you feel more comfortable taking a 5-year fix. But if you get a variable rate mortgage or adjustable rate mortgage, you're in the mid 5s. So it's not horrible.
And not for long.
And not for long, because I think, especially if you take an adjustable. If you take a variable, the difference, if you take a variable, your payment stays the same. The interest rate comes down, but your payment stays the same. But if you're saying, I'll make a little bit of a sacrifice, I'll pay a little more, but if I take an adjustable, at least the payment will come down every time prime comes down, then go for the adjustable rate mortgage. But, I think for the ones that you're building for the future, if some of your properties are going to be ready in the spring, the summer, I think Canadians can feel pretty comfortable knowing that they're, if you had to lock into a 5-year rate, it's going to start with a 3.
Well, CIBC's forecast says 2.25 by June.
Again, ultra aggressive. So you got CIBC that's ultra aggressive, and you got other banks that aren't as aggressive. But
they're all saying they're coming down.
there is not a chance, there isn't one economist in the world, I think, that's saying that interest rates are going up anytime soon. There's only one direction for rates to go over the next 12 to 18 months, and that's down.
So you have homes closing in the spring and fall next year?
Yes, exactly.
So you buy one of those now, by the time you move in, rates are down.
If you qualify today at the fixed rates today, you'll easily qualify. Like, it'll be so much better. So you can.
It'll be cheaper by the time you move in.
Significantly cheaper. So all you're doing is giving a deposit. What's the deposit? It's still 5% more or less.
5%. That's it.
Which is unbelievable. Now I know we have to go to break, and I'm really pushing Charles to get this inventory sold that we're selling right now because he's got a big project on the horizon that we're starting today, selling today, and. Who knows? I'm feeling good right now. I might even hit him up again for another discount. So let's see what happens after the break.
521 Talk 521.
No, sit down, Charles. Don't leave. Don't leave.
How did this turn into a telethon? We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. Charles, come on. Natalie, come on here. Paul Rushforth, Frank Napolitano, and me, Steve. All right, deal maker.
Well, it's not that I'm making deals. Charles actually said to me in the break, he said, Paul, I don't know if we should start advertising this new project because you promised me you'd get the last few condos and the last few townhomes sold before we do that. So, Angie, I know you're listening. Let's go. We got to get these sold because I'm going to announce it anyways. Charles and Natalie have a great project going on the golf course, backing onto the golf course in Rockland, again, in the Rockland Golf Course. It's called Golf Ridge. And we've set up a website for that called gogolfridge.com where you can get information. And we are releasing it today.
Which golf course?
Rockland Golf Course. It used to be the old Oodaway Golf Course. It's absolutely beautiful. And Charles has all these beautiful homes backing onto the golf course. And so he's starting Golf Ridge. They're putting shovels in the ground very, very soon. But we're going to release sales today. So gogolfridge.com. They're gorgeous. Well, I'll let Charles talk about it, and then I'm going to tell him what I want to do with this. So tell us about the project that we're going to release today, Charles.
So this project is townhome backing up on the golf. We're keeping the same theme. We're going to surround the golf course, and it's an amazing place. You're sitting down on your balcony, having a glass of wine, looking at people having fun, playing golf, laughing, driving, and being out there.
Yeah.
So it's
same type of balcony. Sorry.
Yeah.
No. the townhouse is not the same balcony as the condo, but you've got the view. It's just amazing, And you can hear people laughing. You can hear people hit the ball, and even winter they will make a walking trail, and there's people walking along the golf course, passing in front of condos, townhouse. It's bringing life, really.
And so you have this project. I mentioned earlier, Charles just goes and goes and goes and builds and builds and builds, and I don't know where he's getting the money, but I think Natalie's the money. Who knows? But anyways, so we got 100 townhomes.
We've got about 90 apartments, and we've got a stacked condo, and we've got condo as well. So it's 234 units. So we need sales, Paul.
Oh,
everything starts with a sale, Paul.
So what are we starting with? We're starting with the townhomes, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, and we're still, low fives to mid fives.
When are they ready?
They will be ready next fall.
Next fall, okay.
Yeah.
So a year from now.
Which is great for the rates, but it's still because it's, we're building these beautiful townhomes in a great location. I'm sure you're jacking up the prices. Are we still, low fives to sort of mid fives?
Yeah.
Now keep in mind, he builds with concrete. Again, the party wall is concrete, so you don't hear your neighbors. Upgrades are standard, granite, gorgeous kitchens, gorgeous floors, nice carpets. And we're starting at low fives to mid fives.
Yep.
Okay. And I need to get a few sales before we keep moving, or what?
Yeah, I think we need sales. Everything starts with a sale, Paul.
Okay. And we're low fives, eh?
So, Paul, on the break, he's asked me to negotiate commissions with you, too.
Okay,
so
Angie's listening, and I told Angie, I said, we need to get some units sold. And I mentioned earlier that, and this is what I told Charles when we were interviewing him. He's like, Paul, are you good enough? Can you handle all this stuff? And I turned it on him. And I said, Charles, I sell about 600 and 700 homes a year. I told my team we're going to do 1,000 this year. So I need another 300 sales. He said to me, he goes, Paul, I'm demanding 15 a month from you. So I do the math. That's 180. Well,
per year.
Per year.
Yeah.
But I need 300 to hit 1,000 homes this year. And he's only going to give me 180 sales. So I said, Charles, you're not building fast enough. Get shovels in the ground. I need to get another 120 sales.
Is that really what he said?
I did. I did. I did. He was interviewing me, and I turned it back on him and said, are you good enough for me? Because I want 300 sales. Well, I'm just saying, but I wanted 300 sales this year. And, Charles is only, guaranteeing me 180. So I need 120. So I need to sell a few townhomes.
So how many are you building then?
100.
100.
Plus he just said, plus the condos and that. But we're starting with the townhomes, starting in the low fives. But I say today we drop them to high fours. How's that?
For a townhome.
For $499.
Really?
Yep. And I want.
What are they normally? 509, 519?
Well, they go, depending on what you're looking at, they go from a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, finished basement, so they go up a little, but they're around, if you want the Taj.
The basic
is about 505 is a basic, but I think we get under 5 for, give me, 15, 20, give me 15 townhomes at $499.
Really?
15, $499. Angie's, I'm already, my phone's going right now. Angie's texting me.
This weekend?
We can't sell them this weekend, but he's going to put a pressure on me. $499.
How much time would it take to sell?
I need a month. A month. Give us a month. $499. Look at it, Natalie.
$499 is very low. My
50.
God.
You
never stop, Paul.
No, I don't. And you know what? I knew when I got you on the show here, Charles, I could put some pressure on you on air because there's lots of people listening.
I know, but you got to leave me a little bit of meat in my sandwich.
Okay.
Because right now I'm eating bread with mayonnaise.
So let's talk commissions.
Well,
then,
let's go. Let's just get rid of the mayonnaise. $499 for 15 units, and then I'll leave you alone. I won't hit you for any more deals.
And
you
1 month.
1 month.
I got a month. Give me a month for 15 units at $499. No one's selling townhomes at $499.
I leave that to you, Charles.
My God.
Wait, Charles, wait.
Yeah.
Can I throw something in?
Yeah.
Because you know what? He likes to get everything.
Yeah.
You buy breakfast for the next month too.
Done.
Because that's hard.
But will he buy breakfast?
Well, if he doesn't, they're not $499.
Go listen. I'm saying right now, I know Charles well enough, and I know Natalie. She's giving me a wink right now, knowing that it's a done deal. So she's gogolfridge.com. I got 15 units for the next month. 15 beautiful upgraded townhomes at $499.
Ready in the
Charles,
fall.
Ready in the fall. Charles, we have a deal. We're selling today. Come on.
If it's the spark that we need, it's a go.
$499. There we go.
So what do you get for $499?
Really in Ottawa?
No. What do you get here now? What do you get in these townhomes for $499?
Oh my God! Think of any builder in the city with a fully loaded, upgraded townhome is what you're going to get. But he has parting walls, and they're selling for $100,000 more. $499 for a townhome that has granite, upgraded kitchens, beautiful floors, carpets are thick like plush carpets. And you have the option if you would like to finish the basement on that price, which is very inexpensive. His upgrades are very inexpensive, but your house is basically upgraded for $499. You can't get townhomes like that anywhere except for on a Rockland golf course. Wow. So thanks, Charles. He is not happy. He's so mad at me right now.
Aren't you glad this isn't a 2-hour show?
Yeah.
I'd be
You'd be giving them away by the time the show was over.
But saying that, he did say, I need to get rid of the townhomes we have right now in Rockland, and also we have to get rid of the last few remaining condos in Alberta. So
by get rid of, you mean?
Well, to sell.
Yeah.
To sell, that's what I mean. But he wants inventory gone for me to get these deals. So let's go. So $4,000 Design Center on the condos, and we're dropping the prices to $499 on 15 units in the towns in Gulf Ridge. Go golfridge.com.
All right.
I'm happy. I'm leaving. Bye, guys.
Are you done business for now?
I'm done business.
Can I ask you a question? You've been building for 30 years.
Yes.
How has it changed in 30 years? Is it easier now to build homes than it was?
I wish I could say it is easier, but it's not. I feel that there's a lot of red tape.
Still, even though I keep hearing the government saying, "Oh yeah, we're cutting red tape."
The government saying it's simple, Charles.
Yeah, but it's not that simple. Actually, it's not simple. And what I feel is that municipality are understaffed. They're out of breath. We sometimes have to say to them, "Okay, how can I help you to accept the traffic study or the civil engineering?" And they would say, "Well, if you include a bit more, it would help us." And that's what we do. We work with them. We try to save a bit of time so we can be shovel in the ground. And when the cities comfortable. They'll give us a pre-service agreement so we can have shovel in the ground. But that's how we negotiate with them.
Charles,
the economic power that comes from building homes is immense in our city, and we need more of it. Here we've got the city that's crying for more tax revenue, and you've got these empty parcels of land that with homes generate so much tax revenue, so many jobs, and they resist giving you permits, or they make it so difficult and so expensive to put permits and shovels in the ground. Why? Like, is that gotten better? Like, they talk this big game where we're going to build more houses, we're going to build 3 million homes, but have they really done anything yet? Or it seems like they haven't.
It's
from our perspective.
Yeah.
It seems like they haven't.
Yeah. As I said, they're understaffed. I don't think it's a bad intention, but they're understaffed. And you know what? Most of my projects are in field. So it's already streets that are in the city.
Right.
So tax-wise for them, they're maximizing their infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I try to sell the idea, put more time on my project, And if we look at Golfridge, last year at this time, Paul, there was no street, there was no paving, there was no foundation, and right now, it's almost complete. And that's what I use with the city to say, hey, give me a bit more time. You're not losing your time. We'll be like off and running.
But what people don't realize, Charles, is for you to get it ready to build like you are right now, you're digging deep into your pockets and taking a huge risk that it's a go and everything's going to be perfect and you're going to sell all these homes and you're digging deep in those pockets. And if you're not, I think, I'm not going to say what the interest rate, but Charles and Natalie are carrying these properties and
in the toughest time.
And they're financing these properties in the toughest times. Well, look at what rates are like. What do you think his builder rates were like?
Yeah.
Through the roof. But he's still building. He's still going. They're still going and going and going. So I really believe Charles is actually doing his part. Natalie and Charles are doing their part and building and building and building, absorbing all these costs, which eats into his profit, right? The more interest he's paying on these loans is eating into his profit. So it's great to see these come down.
Not to mention how much time it takes.
Time, yeah. But Charles, there was an article that came out. I can't remember. It was like 4 or 5, maybe 6 years ago. We're winding up. Sorry, my bad. But there was an article that came out that said that about 25% of a builder's sort of costs before profit is actually soft costs, like permits. And is that
studies,
correct?
Everything. Yep.
And so you guys are forking that up, sometimes getting financing, sometimes not on those.
Not very much.
Yeah, see,
that's maybe why the commission has to go up.
If you're just joining us and you're keeping track, I lost track of the show at about 11:04. 521-TALK, 521-8255. We'll be right back.
On News Talk 580 CFRA.
Welcome back. Paul Rushforth, Frank Napolitano, Charles and Natalie Clement. All right. I am very confused.
What's that?
We've talked about so much condos, townhomes, this development, that development.
Okay, maybe I should have said.
Can we break them down to where we're at?
Yeah, so what we're selling right now for townhomes in Rockland are Clement Cove. So you can go to clementcove.com. We don't have very many left there, but if you want to get in there, we're in the low 5, starting at 505. And then those are towns. The condos are in Ombre de la Sapinière. Okay, de la Sapinière, those are the condos. Only a few left there. Now, the new subdivision, which once we sell these last few, is called Golf Ridge. So that's gogolfridge.com. Okay. Now, we are hosting an open house this weekend in the older subdivision, Clement Cove, which is we're still selling a few there. But I think it's 325 Dion is the model. Yeah, the model home is 325 Dion. Okay. And Dora's going to be there today between 12 and 3. So as soon as the show ends in 325 Dion, and we will be selling not only that subdivision and the Ombre, but we're selling Go Golf Ridge. So the Golf Ridge subdivision.
So now where do I get the $4,000?
So that is at our condos in Ombre. That's where you're getting a $4,000 design bonus, okay, at the Design Center, and the Design Center is amazing.
And where can I buy a townhome for $499?
So at $499 is our new subdivision. Nice, Steve, is our new subdivision is at Golf Ridge. Okay, I get it's confusing. There's 3 different names. We're just at the tail end of selling out our first.
So where can I find the information on all of them?
I just told you the website's clementcove.com. So
are there links from your website?
There, you can go to my website. You can go to Charles' website. Mine's paulrushforth.com. Obviously, Charles is Clement, homes.ca. You can find the links there as well, or you just go to the subdivisions. So you can really Google, Clement townhomes, and you'll get what you need. But so go see Dora today, 12 to 3, 325 Dion in Rockland. And then
so the condo's immediate possession, like they're ready, or the condo's possession?
There's some possession for November and some for March.
Yeah,
some for March.
Some for March, yeah.
So again, at $400,000, put a mortgage spin on this, because that's what most people are. What are my payments going to be like? Yeah. So about $2,100 today, if you were closing today, where interest rates are right now with 5% down. You get into November, we'll see a couple of rate drops by then. You're probably closer to $2,000. And you get into March, now you're probably $1,900 a month, which is cheaper than rent. So the townhouses at $500,000, if interest rates were to come down another half, 3/4, which is likely by the end of the year, never mind next fall, we'll see significantly more, you're talking about $2,400 a month. So most people that are renting townhouses today, $2,600, $2,700?
Easily.
This is $2,400 and you own it.
Yeah.
It's yours.
And it's $2,400 now. By June, July, and August,
well,
it might be less.
I counted for 3/4 less. If rates come down 1.5%, like we think, and fixed rates, or at least adjustable, drops that much, you're probably looking $2,200, $2,300 a month by the time you get possession. That's for first-time home buyers listening, or parents listening finally want to get their kids out. They're 35 years old and still living at home. There's your chance there.
So we are selling these beautiful townhomes, these beautiful condos. Let's be honest, they're entry-level homes for first-time home buyers. Yep. What has been hit the hardest through all these interest rate hikes? First-time home buyers. Yet this year, by the end of the year, we're probably going to sell about 75, 80 townhomes and condos in our hardest hit market. Now it's the rates are coming down, and that's why I keep saying to Charles, let's go. And he's one of the fastest builders and the best builders I've ever dealt with, but I'm still pushing him. Let's go.
But how nice is it to get a first-time home with granite and all the fixings?
First of all, you don't get that ever.
No.
Ever. Like, I don't know any builder that first-time homes builds with granite. And, I'm always telling people when someone says, hey, should I upgrade my townhome with granite? I'm like, yeah, if you lived in a 22, 24, 2,600 square foot home, sure, put granite in. Townhome, you don't need any granite. Charles is building with granite and building with concrete. So they're just above and beyond what a normal builder would do.
Okay, final question for Charles and Natalie.
Am I getting fired on this question?
If I buy one of your units and Paul is my neighbor, will I ever hear him?
You will never hear him.
All right, sold. Yeah. That's even better than the $499.
Well, and I'm telling you, if you're someone who's living in a condo or a townhouse right now, and you don't hear your neighbor, you're lying. You hear your neighbor. Whereas with the Clement homes, you're not hearing your neighbor, which is perfect. And especially if Frank's in one of those.
That's also great for fire. Frank, we didn't talk about that. But
I want to use my design bonus for a second kitchen, but anyway.
We can make that happen.
Frank's going to use his design bonus for covering his furniture in plastic.
Yeah. And Paul, you're wrong. The hardest hit has been my wallet this year. But anyway,
here we go. But I did say Dora's there 12 to 3 at an open house, and Glenn is also there tomorrow 2 to 4. So
awesome.
We're pushing for these sales for Charles.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming in, guys. It was awesome to have you. Good to meet you.
Thank you.
And congratulations on keeping things going, giving first-time homebuyers an opportunity to buy.
Great opportunity.
Is there something you want to talk about, Charles, too, at the end here with some anniversary or something like that? No, because this is where you get to birthdays and anniversaries.
Yeah, it's true.
Paul
Thank
points.
you, Paul.
Paul points just went up. Paul points just went up.
I think you're saving me, Paul. Yeah. It's our anniversary for engagement, Natalie and I. 27 years.
That's right.
We got
thank God
engaged.
it's right.
Yeah, I was looking at Natalie. 27 years
in a row.
In a row.
Congratulations.
Yes, that's awesome. Thank you for being on the show.
Birthdays, Frank?
Yeah, I've got the girls are going out tonight. Our best friend Lily celebrating a milestone birthday, so happy birthday to Lil. And a little bit of sad news. We have a lot of fun, but sometimes a good friend of mine, Chris Troughton, lost his wife this week. Unfortunately, to stage 4 lung cancer. So thoughts and prayers go out to the whole Troughton family.
Yeah.
I just have, obviously, we talked about the open houses today at 325 Dion for Charles, 12 to 3 today and 2 to 4 tomorrow. And once again, I always say at every show, Nash Cote, Adam Cote, and Angie Poirier, please play for them. Their 8-year-old son is going through a battle of his life and a great kid. So, and I love the family. So pray for them, please.
Thank you very much for coming
Thank
in.
you.
Thanks for coming,
Have a great
guys.
week. We'll see you next week, Charles.
Yeah. And support local businesses and local builders.
There we go.
Yes.